So here's some series of trades from today. Here's Robert knocking out a nice short in DIA on a collapsing dragon. I would argue that after the gap down and this scratch, there may be a owl and an RLXD here, possibly a collapsing dragon here as it breaks through the VWAP. But I love this entry and that exit. Potential owl, and really a second possibility here. I would probably take this one long coming out of the pinch around lunchtime, and after this stable move here, wouldn't pay off much, but that would be a normal move with the idea that if it could get through this VWAP and then break this hump and that hump, then it closes the gap for an afternoon move, and that would not be that surprising. That was from the 12th. Here's one from Robert on the 13th. This one was part of that breakout move that we saw today. It closed in a sideways quiet channel in a pinch and then started moving out directly. Hybrid frog, cash, re-entry. I don't disagree with that one on a new high of the day. I like that, and I love the exit. A reasonable point for re-entry here on the resumption of summer. You could even get as early as somewhere in here, but I like that. I like that. I don't mind that as a quick cash in the afternoon, especially after a long patient move like this, and then thinking about the VWAP and Bollinger Band or the RL270 all the way back down in here, and that's not bad. Okay, so here's a nice one from Heather, and on the daily chart, she's looking at this potential downward triangle here. And on a 3 minute in her timing model, she gets a nice entry here. This is almost like a front run in an RLXD. I like this entry here too. You get more of an RLXD effect in through here, but this is beautiful with the swing low stop, very tight, managing her stop all the way through. And then when it shifts to the 60-minute chart, that entry really pays off, and then she's managing her exits all the way through, and comes up with over 6.5 points on the on oil, and at excuse me, depending on your position size in the futures, that's a nice payoff. And you can do the fractions to figure out your, the derivative. That's like six grand per contract. So if you're even just trading one or two contracts, it'd be 6 to 10 grand on that move with a nice follow through. Here's some other moves from this morning. This was an SPY. That was that sideways quiet channel breakout. I missed that first piece, but got the resumption. And then the second one on a new high of the day and range expansion early in the summer, it felt like. And you can see I'm managing my stop essentially using flatness, and then just follow the PSAR southern edge of the dragon. And right about here, I'm looking at ensuring that I preserve this, and then looking at if it breaks out above here, considering adding a third position. But if it pulls back into here, back to the VWAP, that would be the least surprising move. And then so this is the actual, if that's the VWAP, this is the positive gain, and that's like the front running or the extra enthusiasm. So I want to lock in most of that, which is equal to what the absolute value of the gain is from the VWAP from here to here. If that's one leg, that's two legs, and so I'm preserving that. And this thing turned out to go higher later, but this was the majority move of the day. This one was a nice one in Cliff. So if you listen to the weekend report, you heard why metals and mining, and then Cliff is always one of our naturals. And so on a pretty tight stop, even around a 10-cent hybrid frog, a second range, a third range, play the second RLXD penetration here. That felt good. And then that closes out. So we're still in the middle of the 10 and 30-day trading range, a wide daily range bar. So we have mechanical entries here and here. As long as we're above Monday's opening, that's favorable. This is a test of that gap down. So as long as it can hold above this Monday opening, it's going to go up and retest this. And then the size of the daily ranges allows for those kind of intraday moves that you already just saw. So that's a quick look at the work. and from the day. So take good care. This is a market to have a short-term time frame on. We are in the winter on the daily, so that is the predominant directional bias, respecting the downside moves and back to the belly of the dragon down here would be not surprising at all. The retest of the 200. So I take these as opportunities when I can and get paid. So take good care. We'll see you in the chat room.